What's up, everyone? So today I kind of just wanted to sit down and discuss how I'm currently feeling at the moment. The other day I was sitting in my room and I was crying, like not hysterically crying, but I was just so upset and lost, I guess I would say. And I've realized that I have reached my quarter life crisis, or at least that's what I think I'm going through, / my version of rock bottom. And I don't know, I guess I'll just explain my life, I guess, as of recently. So I graduated with my master's back in December of 2016, so it's been 5 months or so. And it's not that I expected to... Okay, let's see. I got my master's in biology, and I knew when I started my master's that I did not want to do anything with it. I knew that I wanted to work for myself. I knew this during my undergrad as well. Not the whole time, but towards the end of my undergrad, I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, basically, self-employed, work from home, whatever it is, my passion. I want to be happy. I want to be wealthy. I've talked about this before. I knew that I would not get a science job after I graduated because I know I can, but I do not want to try. And I've been working at my job that I've had for 4 years, full time. And it's fine. It's a good job. I love the people I work with. It's just not enough at this point. Not enough money. Not enough fulfillment. And it's not that I would get more fulfillment from another job. It's just that at this point I need something else. And I think I put too much pressure on myself to figure things out within 6 months after graduating. I'm like, I can do this. I can make money from home. I can make thousands from home, and I can, work by myself and become financially free, over the next few months. That's not what's happening. It's actually the opposite, because I just feel like more and more keeps coming up, and it's just been really hard. I'm not making enough money compared to my debt. And speaking of debt, which the series I'm going to call the Debt Diaries, because I think a lot of people have this problem, and I see it popping up in a lot of places lately. My college debt is over $49,000, which is not, I guess it's not that much compared to other people. I know some people go out of state and it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but that's a lot to me. And it's not something that I don't like the interest side of it. The longer you take to pay it off, the more you end up paying in the long run. So basically my plan right now, the payback plan, is the graduate repayment or graduated repayment, something like that. And it increases every 2 years, the monthly payment. So right now I'm supposed to be paying $288 per month, or starting in June is when I start paying it. $288 per month. And by the 8th year, I'll be paying like $850 per month, which is absurd. And starting point, a little over $49,000. Ending point, I would pay about $63,000 if I do that. I would like to shrink that 10 years and that $63,000. Well, the 10 years I would like to shrink at least in half, maybe even less. And obviously that would decrease the $63,000 because of the interest. So I don't really know what this series is, but I think I just would like to share, ways to make extra income, because that's what I'm going to try to do. Today I signed up and applied for a bunch of online, I don't even know what they're called. You leave feedback for websites and they pay you per review or per critique of a website, I guess you would say. And I've done it before. I'll put the links below. There's user testing, use or feel. I don't know. There's several of them that I went for this morning. And then I also signed up for TaskRabbit, which is you basically make other people's lives easier by doing some tasks for them, like picking up some groceries or going to the store for them for whatever reason, putting together furniture, things like that. I signed up for that because I need something extra because my job is just not covering enough, especially once I have to start paying back those loans next month. I wanted to make this video because I think a lot of people are going through a quarter life crisis at my age or around my age. And I'll be 24 in July. And, you know, we're not supposed to necessarily have everything figured out by 25. And, you know, we don't need to be the most successful that we can reach by 25 and stuff like that. But I just don't like the idea of waking up, driving to work, working for whatever many hours, and then coming home in traffic, eating, going to the gym, going to sleep, and repeating this the next day. I don't like the routine of it. I don't like being stuck. I'm not stuck at all. I guess I just don't like where I'm at this point because I expected myself to be further, and I have a master's degree, which means nothing, honestly, to a certain extent. Means nothing to me at this point besides the fact that I was able to complete it and that I did well and whatnot, but as far as what I want to do, it means nothing. I think I knew I was going through a little quarter life crisis when, you know, I'm not as motivated. I feel just like tense. I feel stressed. I feel anxiety and like dreading the day, and I was looking up stuff about quarter life crisis, so I'm like, okay, this is, you know, that's a sign right there in itself, because I just feel different. Like, I feel unfulfilled in all areas of my life, and I don't like this feeling whatsoever. And I've hit my idea of rock bottom because this whole, like, 2017 so far has just been weird, and a lot of life-changing things have happened that obviously it did affect my life. Emotionally, things have happened. Financially, yeah, I feel at this point that I'm at my rock bottom. And no, that doesn't mean I'm like, you know, going bankrupt and things like that, but it's just I'm not making enough money. I don't have enough money. I am not doing the things I want to do. I'm not reaching the goals that I want to reach, things like that. So, you know, some people look at me and think like I have my shit figured out, but to be honest, it's just been hard for me, and I have things that I'm passionate about. I have things that I want to do, but I'm trying to do too much, and I've realized that because I have my YouTube, I have social media, I have my blog, I have Etsy. I'm thinking about like starting meal plans for people, like customized meal plans, and in each of those things comes multiple things. So for example, with my blog, it's not just writing a blog post, which in itself can be difficult, especially when you're like low on ideas or you're just not feeling in that creative zone or whatever. But you have to share those blog posts on multiple platforms, so Pinterest, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it is. You have to post to your Facebook page constantly and, you know, keep people engaged. I have like an email subscription where people can sign up to get an email from me. I have to keep up with that. And it's just things like that, and the photos, and there's not just one thing to each of these things. It's the same with YouTube. I have to film the video. I have to edit it. I have to make sure it exports onto my computer, which takes like hours and hours, and then I have to upload it, which also takes another hour and a half. Like, it's just things like that. There's so much more to one thing, that I am spreading myself too thin, and I was burnt out from grad school. I've been burnt out from grad school. Like the last year of my college career, I was burnt out, like completely. Miserable, dreaded it, everything. I never really recovered from that, and I put so much pressure on myself that I need to do this, that I ended up just not doing one thing, that I couldn't grow that one thing and establish it and go from there. I tried to do too many things that ended up equaling nothing. So I wouldn't say nothing, but just not, it wasn't smart on my part. I don't know. There's just so much that I want to do, and I want to travel, and I want to be able to be comfortable, and I know I'm young, but it doesn't matter. The thing is, I'm capable of those things. Everybody is. I honestly feel that almost everyone is capable of these things, and you have to be smart with your time, and you have to manage your time. So I think what I'm going to do is like focus on one thing, mostly YouTube is what I want to focus on at this point, and then work on other things on the side. So like my ebook, for example, I would like to get going, and my blog, I'll try to update as much as possible and write on as much as possible, and try and grow my social media and stuff like that, because that kind of just helps everything grow. But what I was doing before was not right. It just isn't working for me, obviously, and I need to find ways to make more money as well. So I think with this series, what I'd like to show you guys is how I plan on making extra income. If I do make extra income, I'll share that with you. How I make the payments, like where I'm at. I can track my debt payments. This also includes like my credit card debt, which is also a lot. Not $49,000, nowhere near that, but I'm just saying it adds up, and I don't like that. I don't like having a higher debt to income ratio. So I think I just want to share this journey. Maybe it'll help some of you college goers out, and just know that you're not alone, because we're all here struggling after college. Some people may think it's stupid that I'm choosing not to get a job in the science field, but I can't be unhappy, like that unhappy, because I will be if I go somewhere, and I don't want to like get bound into a contract, or be committed to something, or get stuck somewhere. And a lot of work is in the city, and I live in the suburbs, so it's like traffic, and I can't sit through traffic again. I did it for 3-4 years. It's draining. It makes me miserable. So I understand if people think that it's stupid, and I think that I understand if they think I'm stupid for getting a master's degree, even though I'm not going to use it, and I knew I wasn't going to use it. FYI, my tuition was paid for during my master's. I did take out loans, though. I still had to pay fees, which was like $1,300 a semester, but I would take out loans as a cushion, so I would get a large refund back, because I would need it for that semester in order to pay like for my house and my car and everything like that, just as a cushion. I did work 2 jobs during my master's, though, but that explains why my loans are larger too. So that is undergrad and graduate, 5.5-ish years of school, $49,000. But yeah, at this point, I'm not really sure. Everything is just so unsure, and the thing is, that's fine, because whenever you plan things, it honestly doesn't really work out that way, because the things that I saw being reality for me now, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, are not lining up at all. And even the things that I thought would be like 3 months ago, 2 months ago, like were completely pulled out from underneath me. So there's no point in planning or expecting or any of that mess, because it just leads to disappointment and it just leads to a quarter life crisis, because I didn't think that I would be at this point. So I'm just kind of taking it day by day and trying to stay positive, trying to educate myself, by reading books and reading blogs, trying to hustle. And I've been waking up earlier, I've been working before I go to work, but I need to work smarter as well. So really it's just one day at a time, and focusing on whatever I need to focus on and focusing on myself too. So yeah, the struggle is real. So with that being said, that's just how I'm currently feeling, and we'll get through it. So if you're going through the same thing, let me know. Oh, and also I found, I was reading a lot of things on like rock bottom and quarter life crisis and stuff like that. And basically, when you feel this way, that means this is the time for things to turn around. Because once you've hit your version of rock bottom, or maybe it is actually rock bottom, that's when things like wake up for you, and you know that it's like time to grind, and it's time to get better, and it's time to do better and be better. And yeah, so that's the positive side of it. I think that I need to go through this in order for me to grow even more. So if that is going to be rock bottom, then let's do it. So hopefully this series will be helpful for you. I don't know how often I will film it. Maybe once a month or so, or maybe less than that. Honestly, I'm not sure. And it also depends on how things work out. If I make extra income and how I go about getting that extra income, I'll let you know. One day at a time, staying positive, lots of reading, lots of meditating, lots of growth.